You're Cyclops and Wolverine and what?
Red everywhere.
Oh! I start sitting in my butt. All right, Cyclops.
Can I share with you guys a spooky thought?
We gotta wait for Joe to come back first.
No, we don't have to.
We don't do that anymore.
Spooky thought.
What happened, guys?
We got more ice?
Hell yeah! You wanna hear a spooky thought?
I know how you like ice.
So like, this is like a good, you know how like you're always saying that, I don't know, like that I'm dark or that death follows me.
I never say that.
You have murderous thoughts, yes.
But yo, this isn't me, but it's just crazy ass coincidence. So like, I don't know if you guys remember me telling the story that, so September 2019, I was at 24 Hour Fitness in Hollywood. And then that's the day that like, I'm on the elliptical with my music in, and then
Probably wearing jeans and boots.
yeah, jeans and boots, and then I just see everybody like running, and I was like, oh, and everybody's like fucking jogging or warming up.
What is it, a run club inside?
Yeah. And then like someone just taps me and is like, yo, we gotta go, and I looked back and it's like hella cops.
Oh.
And then we all go outside, like everyone in the gym just waiting outside of 24 Hour Fitness to see what happened. And then the cops came out and they said that like, oh, there's a guy in the bathroom that was being arrested, and then he ended up getting killed. Like the cops had to shoot him.
In the bathroom?
Yeah, of 24 Hour Fitness.
Because he pulled out like a lethal weapon or something?
No, he tried to grab their gun.
Oh.
Yeah. So he
I was taking a massive shit.
Yeah, so they ended up shooting that dude, and then I was like, damn, what's the odds that was all over the news, and like they had closed it for a day. And then what are the odds that, you know, now that I switch gyms and I go to the freaking LVAC, the Las Vegas Athletic Club, May 2025. I wasn't there that day, but that's the day that a mass shooter went in
with the
and
rifle.
killed the dude.
That's crazy.
So my question is, do you have any gyms you don't like? I could just switch to one of those.
Have you heard of barbell?
Don't go there. Ever.
Don't go.
EOS is pretty nice.
Yeah.
Please, the fan. Don't go there.
Pretty nice.
Don't go there.
But that's
And,
the odds of that are freaking insane.
Back to back, huh?
That is pretty insane. The gyms that, and it was that specific LVA.
That specific.
It's a chain. They have like 5 of them or whatever.
Yeah, it's the one specifically that's closest to me that I just signed a membership at.
Do you get like discounts if people get shot up at a gym? Like, can you know what I mean?
No, they're gonna try and make it hush hush and be like, hurry up, move on, next day.
You wanna know something hella sad? That's exactly what happened. Cause we the next day they were open, and I went back there, and then I had asked the first person that was there at the counter, like right at the front. I'm like, damn, that was pretty crazy yesterday, huh? You guys okay? And they were just like, oh, we're not allowed to address it.
Yeah, I'm telling you, it's just protocol.
You're like, what about, can you acknowledge it? And they're like, nope.
You're like, what are you talking about?
I don't know what you're saying.
You're like, what about this video? Like, you're here. I see you in the news.
Yeah.
It's AI probably. It's a deep fake.
Be like, I signed an NDA.
Yeah.
Probably did.
What are the odds
Keep
that
that
someone
shit to
gets
yourself.
shot in your gym though? That's like freaking.
He got shot outside.
Outside.
Soup outside.
The video is crazy.
That guy got shot outside.
That guy got shot outside, yeah.
He runs out.
That's the clip that you sent us.
Oh no, the bad guy got shot outside. But what about the good guy?
The guy that he killed was a worker.
Oh,
He was a
that
worker?
guy, yeah.
So it's premeditated, huh?
Was it targeted or?
I believe it was targeted because he shot that one dude and dipped after.
Was it because like?
But then he also tried to fire more, but he jammed.
It jammed, and he did pass one guy, and he told him like he passed a dude who asked him, "Is that real?" And the guy was like, "Yeah, you better get out of here" or something.
You know
Why is he saving this guy?
I don't know.
Because maybe that guy, he remembered, he was like, dude, your biceps are getting kind of bigger. And he goes, really? And he goes, you're the only one nice to me. And then everyone else, he's like, man, you guys made fun of my gains or the lack of.
Yeah.
Hey, but those are the guys that won't get trainings. You know what I'm saying? Like,
That's the good thing. Mass
Yeah, no,
shooters
it's-
never practice.
That's why, like psycho people, like they don't tend to train. They're just
not going to the
buy-
range,
they're
practicing,
they're just
dry
buy to
firing.
buy.
You think he shot a fitness instructor because he wasn't making any gains and he was like blaming him for his own lack of discipline?
Maybe he said you're not getting any refund for your private session.
Like he's just a disgruntled dude.
I'm not actually familiar with who actually died from that. Who did that guy shoot? Like
One worker and then one other random guy was hit in the back, but he was totally having an interview while bleeding.
That sucks.
Was it disclosed why like he went after that worker, or are we all just speculating right now?
I don't think there's a motive that was.
But the guy, the shooter, he is not there, obviously, for his actions, but also he ran in with dress shoes. And you know, like, you can't run very well with dress shoes, so he's not
Very tactical.
Dress shoes.
Yeah.
Was it the shiny kind?
James Bond always runs really well.
So you're
Red
not
bottoms.
you're not like being very prepared if you're gonna run in with dress shoes, you know.
Yeah, that's kind of weird.
But that's what I'm saying. What if he just lost it that one day and just grabbed the rifle in his back? Because scientifically, heat gets into people a certain way. So how hot was it that day?
It was pretty hot.
Exactly.
And you know, there's more shootings when it's hot.
Yeah.
Like road rage.
Yeah, because you're in a car, AC works only a certain amount, you get out the car, it's hot, boom, 100 degrees, you're like, fuck! Huh? Why is it so hot up in this bitch? One thing goes wrong, something goes wrong,
Yeah.
you just lose it.
We don't get rid of guns. We get rid of heat. That's what we should do. We should ban heat.
Yeah, ban heat. Yeah.
Make heat illegal.
Abolish all heat.
Yeah. I hate heat.
The crazy thing was the day that shooting happened at 24 Hour Fitness, I went to the other 24 Hour Fitness like directly after to just finish.
No, why would you do that? Bringing the bad juju over there now.
No, it's funny because I ended up going
someone
to
got shot
the
there.
the WeHo one. And then I walked in there
The WeHo one.
yeah, I'd never been to that one. And then just so happened a guy that I knew was working there. And I was like, yo, what's up, man? And he's like, oh, what's up? What are you doing here? And I'm like, told him like, oh, the other place just got shot up. And then he was like, what? And then I guess like, I thought the whole staff there would have known by now. And nobody knew.
Whoa.
That 24 like hadn't even heard.
Was it on the news already?
No, I went literally like, oh, that happened. They kicked us out. We were all standing out there.
Yeah.
for like
Well
maybe
then,
30
yeah,
minutes.
you're the news.
Yeah, but
But you think that there's a 24 network?
You're the lead. Oh, you know what just happened over here?
Yeah, you think there's like,
Like a 24 network.
Yeah.
Like Ring camera.
No, they call each other like, hey, 24, 24.
Or just text. Because
call each other
homies work at different branches.
Yeah, exactly. I thought that somebody would have said something to
But
them.
they don't, they operate like the CIA. It's like, I don't know that department. I work in the Hollywood department.
Yeah, we don't associate. Yeah. Yeah, that was trippy.
Have you gone anywhere else where that dark cloud of death?
No.
Non-gym related.
You know, the only closest thing I ever, because I never have been in like public violence, I don't think. The only time I ever experienced public violence was, what's that?
when you
place
were
that-
whooping fools' asses.
No. What's that place in Pasadena where there's a pool hall downstairs?
Jake's. That's where Fight Academy is.
So so at Jake's on Colorado, me and Gio were eating burgers and fries and stuff, watching a UFC fight. This dude comes in and he just starts taking like French fries off of people's like meals and stuff. Gio was in the bathroom. He comes out, starts grabbing French fries. He didn't even make it to my table. Mine was like over here. And then one of the cooks, he was like a big Mexican dude. He goes, "Hey, you can't be doing that." And he goes, "What?" They start talking shit to each other. Like, what are you gonna do? Because you know there's like a counter and with like those bar stools. So that dude, the guy that came in, he grabbed like a burger off of someone else's plate and then threw it at the cook. The cook jumped over the bar counter and no bullshit, is probably like Chappelle size. He runs them through like 3 bar stools. They all bend over and he fucking chucks them outside. And I was just sitting there like, holy shit. Cause you know,
It's like a movie.
Yeah, a lot of shit could happen in like 3 seconds.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what the fuck? And I'm just like sitting there and Gio comes back out. How's everything going? I'm like, dude, you don't even know what just happened right now. That shit was crazy. That was like the closest that like ever experienced.
That's pretty crazy. You never run into like trouble.
Yeah. You see trouble like that often?
No, but I think just going like, cause you know, like if you go to clubs regularly.
Oh yeah.
At the time when you go to like clubs, there's at least a fight a night.
Yeah, that's true.
Every club.
Yeah.
During college, dude.
OC club we went to?
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, we went to this club in OC, and then these guys were fighting outside at the end.
Asian dudes.
And then
Was it Arena OC?
And then they were getting pepper sprayed too while they were fighting, and one guy's head was just cracked,
Yeah,
like
he was
leaking like mad. And then these other 2 guys kept fighting, and then I recorded it, and then after I posted it, like I was fucking making fun of them. The dude like hit me up and was like, "Hey, I need that video in case like, you know, we go to court or some shit." And then like I guess I kept watching, and I was like I put Mortal Kombat music. And I was
Oh, I remember this clip.
yeah, I was like repeating his like sweep kick and like
He's like, dude, sick highlight. Thanks, man.
and then he got kind of like mad at me. He was just like, he's like, what the fuck is that, bro? Like, and I was like, dude, what? I didn't know I was gonna meet you.
Yeah,
like you're just a guy in the distance. Like
This is a meme.
you can't get mad at. You can't take it personal. Like
How the fuck
that's
did he
crazy.
find you?
Somebody sent it to him. Someone was like, oh, that's my cousin's friend or whatever, and they sent it to that guy.
Dude.
And then he hit me up and was like, he was like cool until he saw the memes I was making of him.
Oh my god.
And you meme hard too. You don't mess around.
Yeah, but I was like, what do you want me to do?
Yeah, Nick knows that.
This guy memes hard.
There's been 40 fucking photos of Nick recently on the JK IG story.
Crazy.
With a whole story.
I kept tapping. I was like, bro, there's no way there's more. the story was like this fucking big. Dude, okay, one time.
Some of those are pretty.
They're really good.
Pretty close to life.
They were all close to life, unfortunately. That's why I had to look away. I was picking up Tiff. This is when she worked at like a department store. I forgot it was like Ann Taylor or some shit.
Oh wow.
And I was waiting outside. I was in the loading zone. I was parked, and then some Armenian cat pulls up behind me in this nice like Mercedes. I didn't think anything of it, but I just was like, "You can't park there. I have my emergency lights on." Right? Gets out. I guess there was a jeweler or like a watch store there. He goes in. I don't see him for a little bit, and then I see this guy sprinting back to his car, and he has a box full of watches.
Holy shit!
Then the shopkeeper comes out.
Like a straight robbery?
Straight up, and I'm in the Miata top down, just like chilling, waiting for Tiff to get out, and I just see this shit go down. This guy's sprinting back, and then the shopkeeper is running right after him. He's like, "Hey, this motherfucker stole my shit! He stole my shit!" And at that moment, I was like, "Do I do something?" I didn't do a thing. Didn't do a thing.
But it was too late.
Cause I was sitting in the car, and the guy runs in his car. Shopkeeper comes in, tries to open up his passenger door. The guy's already driving while the guy's hanging onto the door.
Oh no!
And I'm like, "Don't scratch my Miata, man!" But homie takes a Snapple bottle out of the guy's like drink holder, and as he's driving away, he just throws it right at the fucking Mercedes and just smashes it, and the guy drives off. And they were scrapping in the front seat for a little bit as they drive off.
Wow.
And I was like, and I felt kind of guilty. I was like, "Bro, was I supposed to do something?" But it happened so fast. I didn't know what was happening, right? Because I'm the dumbass that's like, "I wonder why that guy's running away." It took me like fucking a whole day to process. Oh, I think he was.
Well, you never. It's hard to process because you just don't think.
Went some crazy shit like that, and it was so random. It was just
you're
like,
usually in your own thoughts.
yeah, exactly.
So you're not ready to even register some crazy shit happening.
And then it happened, and then I had to do a police report and all that shit.
Oh damn!
Some like off-duty cop came up to me. He was like, "You saw what happened?" And I was like, "Yeah, officer, I saw everything." And then I had to stay like an hour to fucking give a whole.
Would you have told them if like you looked to the distance and the guy was there going?
Yeah, I would have said so. Fuck that guy, dude. That guy sucks.
But then also, you never really know. What if the shop owner was protecting his box of watches, and the thief was like, "That guy's stealing my watches," and he was lying.
Switcheroo.
You know?
See, that's what I think about too. And I literally,
know.
I play that same
really
thing. It's
never
like,
know.
you don't want to get involved in some shit sometimes because you just don't know what the fuck.
Yeah, man. I don't know if I like.
Or what if it's one of those things where it's like, you stop the thief, right? And he goes, "Ow, ow," and then he sues you and you lose.
Are you Are you guys in a place in life where you would stop a fight? Where you'd break a fight up?
Hell no.
Between kids, maybe, but between adults,
At a playground, yeah.
Adults.
no, I think I'll get my ass whooped.
Two men,
I'll keep my distance. I'll be like, "Hey, chill." Yeah, this guy does it.
but they're not homeless. They're like
Yeah,
actual
yeah.
guys.
I've done a couple.
But then like,
That's your job, right?
It depends. It depends the situation. Like the one time I saw a fight go. Well, it wasn't really a fight. It was like kind of an assault, and I just was like, "Hey, yo, you guys gotta fucking chill." And I was telling them to stop, and they eventually stopped. But it was like, if there was like a gang of people around that I don't know, I'm not gonna get involved.
If it was an equal fight, like it looked like these two were like, yo, let's, and I'm just like, I'd actually watch for entertainment. If it was like, let's say there's kids around, it's a park and shit, and then you're just like, what the hell? And then one guy's clearly getting bullied or whatever, that's different.
okay, let's say that there's a group of people about to fight. Would you stop any of it?
No, you just shoot into the crowd and run away.
Yeah. A group?
Like 5 on 5. 5 on 5. Would you have any?
Holy shit! I'm gonna be like, we're gonna see how this plays out. from across the street.
And they're just like barking at each other kind of thing, like they're about to.
Because I'll say this, like, I'm obviously not a big dude, and I feel like if you're a big giant dude, you might be able to be like, all right, guys, fucking stop and like intervene.
Start mentoring them.
Yeah, not even that. It's just like the physicality of someone to get
Your
in the
presence.
way. Yeah, like that alone can stop, right?
Yeah.
Or even just saying something. I feel like
No, you're gonna walk in the middle and they're gonna throw a fist and somehow it's gonna land on your head.
don't ever walk in the middle of the
But what if like there's like three people fighting, and you're like, oh, this is a good time to like get clients.
Yeah.
And so they're like, hey, put your hands up. So if they're throwing a jab, I would slip it. Oh, that guy's a southpaw.
So you want to make sure you parry the rear hand
yeah,
and
yeah.
shut down the jab at all times.
And they're like, oh shit.
yeah. Keep your elbows tight to your rib cage so you don't get hit. You want to keep your hands tight.
What about like this brawl's happening, like 3 guys or something like that, right? And then while the fight's moving around, they like bump into Tiff a little bit.
I'll sock somebody out for that.
Really?
My man.
I'll sock somebody
What if
out.
it was accidental?
What if he goes, my bad, dog?
Yeah, he goes, my bad.
Oh, you good? That's my fault. But if I put Tiff in a situation where we're too close to that, it's like no.
What if he goes, my bad, dude, I didn't mean to bump into your Mexican girl.
What? That's when I try to kill everybody. Nah, but if somebody ever like, I don't know. No, I'm talking on my ass right now. I'm talking on my ass. I probably won't do shit.
Or Tiff
In retrospect.
might get her ass beat, and then Nick's still like trying to register what's going on.
I'll be like, what's happening? I
What's
was like,
going on?
babe, why don't you throw up your guard? You gotta
Would
start
you-
framing.
Did you
Keep your
steal a
hands
box
up.
of watches, babe?
What did you do?
If there was a girl that started shit with Tiff,
I'll sock a girl out in the face.
really?
I'll beat her ass.
What if Tiff was already winning?
Okay, that's different.
You're going to jail, boy.
That's different. I'll pin a girl down and just, you know,
Pat, like that.
I'll control her, top control, be very gentle, but I wouldn't like.
What if that girl's boyfriend or husband is like 6'5" yoked?
I'll put my money on Nick still.
I'm in trouble.
Yeah, but Nick can
yeah.
still grab
He
it.
has, you can see his gun holsters.
Hey,
What the hell?
Oh, that's different. Gun holsters. I'm like, hey, bro.
Do you see the fucking claws coming out of his knuckles too?
Guess what? I'm going for your ACL and I'll punch you in the dick, dude. That's what I'm going for. I'm gonna kick you in the ball.
Infrared goggles, too.
Holy shit, you're Cyclops and Wolverine or what?
Glasses on, fucking red everywhere.
I start sitting in my butt. All right, Cyclops.
No, but the question is, 6 feet, dude, what's your first move?
Well, wouldn't that be based on his move?
Hold on, where'd you get that?
What?
Tumblr?
Honestly,
Where'd
good
you
question.
get that?
Ryan got this from me for Christmas.
Found it somewhere.
He got this from me
Wow,
for
I
Christmas.
really want
and he
that.
put the capital
That's pretty
and
cool.
JK on
Double?
it. And this is my new daily. I don't use anything
Double
else.
identity.
I don't use anything else.
What the fuck? That's awesome.
What was the question again? If you're
What would
6
you
foot?
do if he's 6 foot? What do you
What's your first move?
Obviously, you have to manage distance really well. You can't let
Because his arms are longer.
right. You have to look for the proper entry.
find the range?
You gotta go for legs.
Dude, I wouldn't even try to fight fair enough. If someone's already bigger, and this is a street fight, and you just gotta survive, kick them in the fucking nuts and run.
I'm honestly gonna kick. I'm gonna take someone's knees out. I think.
Yeah, but if you try to kick somebody in the nut, like for example, you don't know Nick and Nick don't know you go for the fucking nut, Nick might just grab that fucking kick. And what if...
Is that your defense for being kicked in the nuts?
So you kick me in the nuts. Watch. This is what I do. Kick me in the nuts, right? I'm obviously in my fighting stance already, right? Boom. I just do X block, dude. I just do X block.
Yeah, that was fast.
Yeah.
Bart's kicking so slow.
It's a catch to counter, obviously.
I like your Shotokan background.
Thank you. Yeah, I use X block.
Effective.
Yeah. It works, bro. It works. But I feel like, you know, if I had to fight a guy who was like 6 foot, like some big dude, we just got this new white belt at the gym. This motherfucker like 250, and he's like 6'3".
Whoa.
He's big as fuck.
Is he athletic too?
Yeah.
Can he beat brown belts?
Not yet. No.
Can he beat blue belts?
Maybe.
He could be blue belts.
He's
on-
not that
on-
dangerous
on
yet.
First date.
You know what I'm saying? But
Hey,
like,
one, he could be blue belts.
No,
'Cause that's a
really.
freak.
well, some guys are just like,
That's a
he just
freak,
doesn't know how to. Once he learns how to move, he's gonna be a fucking problem. Right now, he's just like, I don't know what to do. You know. So it's like, all right, cool. He's like a little baby right now.
That must
But
be
like,
fun.
once he starts learning
It's
how
like
to
building
do
a machine.
For real, it's scary because you're like, damn, this motherfucker big. Like
Oh, he's
one
like,
little
he's
move.
like one of those baby machines. Like he's like
Yeah,
a
he's
baby,
big
but he's
as
just
fuck.
big. Oh,
Yeah, but
shit.
isn't there ways where, I mean, like not ways, but like you're so big and heavy that you can't move their arms?
Grappling is the equalizer though, for sure. Like on big guys, like because he doesn't know any jiu-jitsu, it's way easier to deal with. I wouldn't strike.
You gotta get him
I
to the
wouldn't
ground.
kickbox the guy. You know what I mean? Like, because all it takes is one shot to just change everything.
You know what? You can outrun a big guy.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And if a big guy hits you on the soft part of your head, you're fucking, that's out, dude.
Yep. But they're slower.
Yeah.
You know what? They're not faster than a bullet.
That's true. That is true.
They also can't.
But then nowadays too, bro, you just never know who's holding. Like this.
Big guys are the easiest guys when you're running from them to just put the trash cans down behind you.
Oh